Good day, everyone. Tim from Timber Visions here. So today I want to talk about how to get logs for firewood. When I first started my firewood adventure, I combed through Facebook Marketplace quite a bit and, just look for free firewood or usually free firewood is logs. It's not actually firewood, but that's how it's labeled many times. But I did a lot of that and I found quite a few logs that way. And then I would go out to our local tree dump, as I've mentioned many times in my videos in the past. The biggest way for me to get logs anymore is by word of mouth. I let everyone I knew know that I was looking for logs. And when you do that, then you got people calling you and saying, hey, I got some logs. This is an example of that. There's a local farmer here that his ash trees are dying and he's taking them out, and he's just got piles of logs laying there. He really doesn't want to waste them. He doesn't want to put them in a big pile and burn them because he knows, because he used to heat with firewood himself back in the day. He knows the value of this wood, and he knows that, just burning in a big pile is kind of a waste. This is my 22-foot tilt bed trailer, and I have it stacked up. I took an average. It's about 2 foot high, and it's all pretty nice ash logs. There's a little bit of rot, like you'll see on this one here, but I don't know if that goes all the way through. The other side looks a little punky, so you're going to have some of those, but the majority of these are pretty solid yet, and a lot of them the bark's falling off or has fallen off. So that's great for me because like this log here has no bark on it. That will all go bundlewood. So I have some tips for you once you get to the point where people are calling you to pick up logs. Have a way to transport those logs. Initially I had, just my pickup, and I had a small trailer. It was like a 12-foot aluminum trailer, and sometimes I would use that, and sometimes I would go there. I just put a hand crank winch on the front of it, and it was a tilt bed, so I could just crank logs up. I used my scissor and my log scissor and just crank them up. It was a lot of work, but I could get my logs. And then once I got it to the wood lot, I would like tie a rope to the tree, hook onto that, and pull the trailer forward so the log would fall off. However you got to do it. Mainly have a way to carry some logs, whether it's just with your pickup or whatever. Have a way to carry logs. And when people contact you and say, hey, I have some logs, make a point to go, like soon. Because if they're calling you to get rid of these logs, they want to get rid of them. They don't want to sit on them. I wish I had an area to just store a whole bunch of logs, because if I went and got every bit of logs that people say that they have for me, I could, I'd have like a semi load of logs that I could, just be going and picking up and putting into piles. But like this stuff here, I don't really have room at the woodlot right now, so it's going to sit on this trailer until I make some room over there. But I went and got him. He called and said, hey, I got some logs. And I said, what time works for you? And I went and got him that day. And, I know I'm a little bit in an area that's not like everywhere else in the world. But, there's a lot of farmers here, and they have equipment. So, most of them have skid loaders, so they can load it. All I have to do is show up with my truck and this trailer and get a load. And he thanks me for taking that wood. I thank him, of course, but he thanks me because I'm doing him a favor by getting rid of this stuff. Just get the word out. Let as many people as you can know that you're looking for logs, and people will contact you. I have gotten to the point where I'm a little bit more picky on the wood I'll chase after. If it's a long ways away, I'm not going to do it. It's too far. I got enough people in my, within 5 miles of me that will give me logs for free, that I don't need to go chase it, 20, 30 miles away. I have a lot of people contact me from that distance away and say, hey, I got logs. it's not worth it to me. It cuts into my profit if I do that. You know, I have friends and family that want to give me free logs, and it's like it's not worth it financially to chase those. It'd have to be something really rare for me to take a road trip to get. You know, uh, I have enough wood in my immediate area, and if you get outside of town here, and I'm sure you've seen it in the background of some of my videos, but it's just cornfields and bean fields. It's not a lot of trees. You get into town or near an acreage, that's where all the trees are. So that's what I'm getting from. There's not huge force of trees around here. It's not like we're super saturated. I mean, we're not a urban area either. You know, it's just cement everywhere, sidewalks and roads and parking lots everywhere. But yeah, there are quite a few trees around, and eventually trees die and they need to be taken down, especially ash, because it's the emerald ash borer. I'll bring you in closer. You can see some of this. You know this stuff died by emerald ash borer because of this. So if you look here, you see these patterns. That's the emerald ash borer larva, and they eat in that cambium layer that's between the bark and the wood. They eat like this, and they go in those patterns. You can see it really good on this one too. I mean, they ate the crap out of that cambium layer. And that cambium layer, there's another. That's how the nutrients get pulled up from the ground to the tree. And if this has been eaten like that, the nutrients cannot make it up through the tree. So it dies. And you'll see these trees will start sending off little suckers on the side of the tree. I don't know if I see. Oh, here, I'll show you an example. So you see this ash tree here is across the street from me. This was topped a number of years ago. But you see all those little itty bitty sucker branches growing right out the side of the log? That's what they do when they get to emerald ash borer. And then the tops will be dead. You can literally see the groves around here, all the tops, the dead tops of these ash trees. So, I mean, they're dying like crazy. I mean, there's some that are still doing okay, but I don't know. I think it might just be a matter of time and they're all going to get it and eventually die. By the time I get these, there's no emerald ash borers left. They're gone. They've killed this tree. It's no longer, the cambium layers, no longer something that they want to go after because they've already eaten it all and they've moved on. You know, the larva has turned into the bug, and they've flown off and planted, or you know, not planted, but laid their eggs in a different ash tree. So they really like the ash trees for whatever reason. So it does only affect the ash trees. Yeah, it's a shame because the ash trees are a really good shade tree, and it's really good wood. It's really good firewood. And I've milled some up, and it's really pretty wood too. It really reminds me of like oak. So, but yeah, this is some good logs for me to continue making some firewood. And all it took was me letting people know that I'm interested in some logs. So there's a few farmers in the area that call me on a fairly regular basis, and they talk to their friends too. So I mean, if they have a friend that starts taking down their ash trees, they give them my name and number, and that's pretty much how I stay in logs. I was out of logs like last winter for a period of time there, but it didn't take long, and I've got another huge log pile at the woodlot, and then this. And where I got these, he still has some more logs. And then another farmer just called me the other day, says he's cutting some ash trees down so I can come out and get some whenever I want. So that is the key. Get your name out there and information. You know, I have a business card. I usually give that to people so they have my number. They can just call or text me and just let me know. That's my tip for getting lots of logs if you're looking to get some logs for your firewood business or whatever. Just get your name out there. If you don't tell people, they aren't going to know. If you do, they know, and they probably know somebody that has logs they're trying to get rid of. And when they're ready for you to come get it, get there and pick some up. It's way better than buying logs. I've never bought logs, but I couldn't imagine, paying $100 a cord for, this. Because this is like, I think I measured it out. It's like 2.7, almost three cords of wood here. And all it took me was like a half hour, 45 minutes of my time to hook up, drive out there, wait for him to load it, strap it down, and haul it back. Get your name out there. That's my biggest tip on getting yourself some logs for your firewood business. So hopefully you found this video useful, and leave your comments down below. I always love to hear comments from other folks. Maybe you have a different way to get logs without buying them, and you can share it with me and everyone who reads in the comments section. So until next time, be safe, brothers and sisters.